Hey there, CEOs. Welcome to the Wedding Pro CEO podcast. I'm your host, Brandee, and my mission is to help you, the wedding industry entrepreneur, to build a profitable wedding business that you've always dreamed of. On today's show, we're digging into a little bit of data, and you guys know I'm a data girl, so I am like a kid on Christmas morning. When I read this article, it was so chock full of data that makes sense to what is going on in the wedding industry right now that I was like, hallelujah. Yes, I have to tell everyone I know what is actually going on and what my 2024 prediction is going to be based off of this article. Let's dig into it. I read this article. It was on CNN and it was by Signet Jewelers. Okay. So Signet Jewelers is the largest jeweler in the world, and they track 45 data points, which honestly sounds a little scary because when they got into all the data that they actually track on dating couples and the time it takes them to go from dating to engaged, I was actually kind of like, well, how do they know that much information about us, right? I don't really know. But what I do know is, according to this article, they said that they track 45 data points on couples who date. And over the last several decades, they've been able to ascertain through all of this data that most couples date for 3.25 years. Now, why is this important to us here at the end of 2023? Well, I don't know about you, but 2023's felt like a little bit of a wild ride, right? Like it's been a little nutty because, well, first we dealt with the pandemic, right? So it was like 2020 and 2021 were just kind of like, what in the actual heck is happening right now? And month to month, we were constantly trying to just figure out whether we were opening or not opening and how our businesses were going to stay in business and how we were going to make payroll and all the things, right? But we got through those 2 years. And then 2022 hit. And there were so many wedding pros that were like turning down business. They had Instagram posts that were saying, we're not taking any more inquiries, or please allow us 6 weeks to get back to your phone call. Like it was crazy. There was more business than there were wedding pros. Right. And so all of a sudden, there were wedding pros popping up everywhere, and clients were signing so fast because they were so afraid that they were just going to miss out. Anybody with a reasonably decent Instagram or website could sign clients because clients weren't even interviewing us anymore. They were literally just like, you're available, give me a contract, right? 2022 was bananas. Okay. And so going into 2023, I don't know that any of us knew what to expect. We were all kind of like, what's about to happen? Is the boom still going to be happening? At some point, the boom's got to go away, right? Like we have more weddings in 2022 than we've had in the last 50 years. So it felt crazy. Well, here in 2023, I think we got the roller coaster that none of us wanted. Yet another roller coaster of bookings up and then bookings down, bookings up and then bookings down. Clients that are taking a significant amount of time to sign their contracts. And that has been scary as well. I've heard so many wedding pros talking about how long it's taking us to get contracts signed by engaged couples. And I think that that kind of makes sense, right? I think a lot of people got burned over the last 3 years, engaged couples. I think it was a seller's market. I think it was a wedding pros market for a long time. And so now couples know that they have time. They have time to interview lots of wedding pros to make sure they're getting the best one. They also are a little gun shy because of how many businesses went out of business and people lost deposits. So they want to make sure that they're working with really great people, right? Also, inflation, like everything in the world costs more today than it did 18 months ago. And so they're being more conservative with their money. They're making sure that they're getting the best deals, right? And so the boom is also over. We got the boom taken care of in 2022. And so here in 2023, I think we've just seen the market all over the place, right? And there's been a lot of wedding pros in the last half of the year who've shared that they're nervous for 2024 because they don't have as many bookings already on the calendar for 2024 that they normally would have at this point in the season. But I have good news for you. Because of this data that Signet Jewelers collects, and they're telling us that based on decades of data that they've collected, they know that people date typically for 3.25 years, right? We talked about that. Well, what was happening 3.25 years ago? Nothing. Nothing was happening. Literally, the world was shut down. People couldn't go to bars. They couldn't go to concerts. They couldn't go to clubs. They couldn't meet up. And so dating halted. And what we're seeing because of that is a decrease in engagements here in 2023. Now, based on when your state opened up, right, to start allowing gatherings to happen, to start allowing people to go back to concerts or to meet in person, that's when you're going to start to see an engagement pop happen again. Because 3.25 years from the time your state opened up, you will start to see all of those couples that started dating, that just met, right? That got to introduce their loved one to their family and friends. You're going to start to see those engagements happen. And Signet Jewelers is actually anticipating more engagements to happen next year than even happened pre pandemic. And that is such exciting news for the wedding industry. We are ready, right? After 2023 being such a roller coaster, I'm ready. I am ready to get back to having an increase in our engagements. And I'm ready to take on all of those engaged couples for our planning company. We are so, so excited. What does this mean for you? And why am I even bringing it up? Well, one, I think a lot of us could use the good news, right? There's so many of you that are like, Brandee, please give me some good news already, right? Like, tell me that my 2024 is going to be amazing. And so I'm here to tell you that it can be amazing, but there's some work you're going to have to put into it. And here's what I want to say about that. In 2022, I think a lot of us were caught with our pants down, if I'm being honest. That pop that happened with all of those weddings, so many of us kept saying yes, yes, yes. We were signing contracts, and then we were left burnt out, overwhelmed, completely fried, right? We didn't have enough staff to keep up with it. We couldn't pay the staff that we had. It was completely overwhelming and we weren't prepared for it. So here, prior to the 2024 engagement season, there's three things that I want you to do in your business to be prepared for what's coming in 2024. Because the only way that you're going to be able to take advantage of this engagement season that we are about to have is to prepare your business now to be able to handle the influx of engagements that are coming. So there's three things that I want you to do. Okay, Wedding Pro, you guys ready? Okay, so number one, I want you to make sure that your marketing is on point. So, what does that mean? That means that I want you to be posting consistently. Again, going back to the fact that so many engaged couples lost their deposits because of wedding pros going out of business back during the pandemic, they share those stories. Like they know they don't want to be burned by that. So, they are looking at your Instagram, they are looking at your TikTok, they're looking at your website. They want to make sure that you are still in business. So, if you haven't posted in 6 weeks or 6 months, they're going to be concerned about that because that looks like you're going out of business. That looks like you don't have the capacity to even keep up with your social media. So how would you keep up with their business, right? So I want you to be posting consistently on social media. Now, consistently to me means that I would love to see you posting 3 to 5 times a week. But if that is not attainable, at least once a week, okay? At least once a week. But my suggestion is 3 to 5 times a week. I have Social 365 over on my website. You can go grab it. It's a full year of social media content for wedding pros. It's less than $100. It's your whole year of social media content completely planned out for you so that you don't even have to think about it. And blogs are included in that too. So if you're struggling with your marketing, I'm telling you guys, I don't even care. If you come to me and you say, Brandee, I don't need to be on social media because most of my business is from referrals. I've been in business 16 years. I get it. I know most of my business is from referrals too. But guess what happens? That photographer, that venue, that DJ refers you and they say, oh my gosh, you have to go work with this photographer. You have to go work with this DJ. You have to go work with this planner. And that engaged couple immediately goes to your Instagram because that's just what they do now. They don't need your calling card. They just go to your Instagram and they see you haven't updated your Instagram in 6 weeks. They're not calling you. I promise you, they're not calling you because they're concerned that you are going to go out of business. It is so, so important, even if you're fully referral based, to make sure that you are posting consistently because this shows your most recent work. It shows your personality, and people like to buy from people they know, like, and trust. So you need to make sure that your marketing is on point starting today. And if you need help with that, you can grab Social 365 over on my website. Just go under Learn on my website. You can see all the courses that I have, Social 365. It's less than $100, a whole year of social media content planned out for you. Go grab it. Number two is you need to have a strong sales funnel. So now you've got your marketing on point, you're getting referrals from other vendors, you've got your network set up, and you got these inquiries coming in, but your follow-up stinks. Okay, this is where so many of you are losing your ability to book these leads because you aren't doing great follow-up. And I get it. You're busy and you don't have time to follow up, or you forget to follow up because you're doing so much client work. I get it. You need a great email funnel to send them through, okay? This is so, so simple. And actually, I'm going to give you mine. I have mine that you can download. It's the entire email funnel that I use for my business, literally from the time they inquire to get them to book a consult, right? So this email funnel that I'm going to give you, you can download it over at brandeegar.com/six-figure email. So the number 6-figure emails. And we'll put that link in the show notes as well. So you can just drop down into the show notes and grab them. But this is my exact email funnel. And when you download this, I'm actually showing you how to use it and giving you some tips as well as to how to implement it into your business. But you cannot work on your marketing and get these leads coming in and then not follow up with them. You guys, they're busy. Everyone is busy, right? Everyone is busy. So they may inquire with you while they're on a lunch break from work or while they're at a red light. Come on, you know that they're inquiring all different kinds of ways. And then they forget because life gets busy. So if you're not following up, they're forgetting about you. And that's not what you want. You want to get them into a consult. So you want to have that strong marketing, number one. And then you want to have an incredible follow up sequence. Okay. And then number 3 is to have a confident consult. You need to use the assume method. Okay. You need to understand exactly how to be confident in your consult, exactly how to make them feel seen, to make them know that you are the pro for them. And so I want you to use the assume method. I talk all about this in episode 207 of this podcast. So if you don't know what the assume method is, really, really quick, it's just a way of meeting with your couples and spending 85% of the consult on them, talking only 15% about you, and always, always, always only talking about their pain points, right? So you're using the answers to all those questions you asked them during the consult to assume the sale. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to work with you guys. This is going to be amazing. I'll go ahead and send the contract over so we can lock up your date. Sound good? Right? And so that's assuming the sale instead of saying, oh, would you like me to follow up with you in a couple days? No, that's not confident. That's not assuming. You want to assume the sale, but the only way you can do that is by having a confident consult. And I talk all about this in episode 207. This is the piece that closes those leads. It's the piece that turns the leads into buying customers and puts money in your bank account. So you cannot miss this step. We are about to have a killer 2024 engagement season, and I want you guys to be ready. So the 3 things we talked about in this episode, number 1, I want you to have your marketing on point. If you need help with it, go grab Social 365 from my website, brandeegar.com. Just click on the Learn tab and grab Social 365. It's right there for you. It's less than $100. Number 2 is I want you to have a strong sales funnel. Go grab my sales funnel. I literally wrote it out for you. I'm giving you the sales funnel that I use for Blush to book hundreds of thousands of dollars in weddings every single year. And it's totally free. I'm giving it to you. So just go over to brandeegar.com/six-figure emails, 6, the number 6-figure emails, and grab that. It's totally free. And then number 3 is that confident consult. I want you to close every single one of those consults that comes in your doors, because that's how you put money in your bank account. That's how you make your payroll. That's how you grow your business. So that is so, so important. If you want to know more about using the assume method in your consults, I want you to go back and listen to episode 207. Quick, short, to the point. You're going to love that episode. Oh, okay. You guys, this one was fast. Okay. This one was so fast, but I get so excited. I hope that you can hear it in my voice. I am incredibly, incredibly passionate about using data to help tell us what's about to happen so we can prepare our businesses and we can take advantage of all that's coming. In the amount of time you'll be in business, there's so many years where we're going to experience down markets. But when we're about to experience an up market, I'm so excited to help you be prepared for that and to help you take advantage of it. Hey, listen, you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for being here every single week. And if you've never left a review for this podcast, would you do me a favor? If you've ever gotten value from this podcast, from any of the episodes, would you pop over to the player you're listening to and leave us a review? You have no idea how much that means to me, to my podcast team, to everybody that works on this podcast. We put so much time and effort and passion into creating these episodes every single week. And hearing from you what you love about the show, we love hearing from you. And it helps other wedding pros who are just learning about our podcast to see your review and to think, yes, I want to go listen to that show too. So if you have ever learned anything from this show, I would just love it so much if you would do me a favor and pop over to leave us a review. We appreciate that so very much. You guys, thank you for being here every single week, and I will see you next time.